we're going to start actually with our bellies. So I've got a squishy ball for this one. I understand not everyone's going to have one of these at home, but this is just like a playground ball, a ball for the pool, that kind of thing. The other option for this is just a like cushion or whatever from the couch. It needs to be something with a little bit of give in it, because we're going to get right into the visceral. We're going to get right into our sort of abdomen, diaphragm. And this is an area, especially if you're a stressed person, that's going to be really tight. So we don't want to scare it. So something a little bit soft is good. A block or two, if you don't have a block, a thick book like a dictionary, a textbook, that kind of thing's good. Blanket's always handy. Let's get started. So let's start with our squishy ball. And we're going to work into the muscles just under the diaphragm. So we're going to get right into those visceral muscles. So there's been a lot of research done about the vagus nerve and our relaxation response. And this is where it all begins. So we're going to come to the belly. So we're going to start lying down onto the ball. And you're going to take it, if you picture the ribs kind of sitting down here, we're going to take it just underneath our ribs. You're going to lie onto the ball. Take your feet a little bit wider than the hips. And just take a little wiggle side to side. So once again, you could just use a roll-up towel here, would be fine as well. It's just balls are good because they roll. So little rock side to side here. And then we're going to come down to actually lie all our weight onto the ball. And what's going to happen is you're going to inhale and you're going to breathe fully into that area. Once you've got that breath in, you're going to use the breath to push against the ball. So you're going to resist against the ball. And then we're going to hold that for a second, and then you're going to exhale and allow the body to soften over the ball. It's probably going to take a couple of goes for you to actually really get the motion. And it's hard for me to talk while I do it. So I'm talking you through it now. Okay, so we lie down. You can stay up on the forearms if this area is really tight for you, or you can come all the way down. You're going to take a deep breath in. And you want to try to fill up the back body, fill up the ribs. And then you want to press the muscles of the belly into the ball. So you're really trying to resist it, as if you're trying to pop the ball underneath you. And then you're going to exhale and allow the body to soften. So I'm going to do that a couple more times. Take an inhale. Resist the ball, so use the muscles of the belly to press against the ball. And then when you can't hold it anymore, exhale. And soften down over the ball. Again, inhale. Press against the ball. Exhale. Hard to talk and do. Again, inhale. Resist, push against the ball. Exhale. A couple more times like that, so taking a deep breath in. Resist against the ball, really, really press the muscles out. And then exhale. And you might feel each time, do a couple more to your own count. You might feel each time the belly softens that little bit more. We're not very good at softening our belly. We spend a lot of time holding our belly in and keeping our posture all very upright and wanting to look good. But I really encourage you to let your belly go. Really squish it out. Try to use those muscles rather than pulling in. Use that same kind of force to press it out. All right, one more time. In. Press against the ball. Try to pop it. And down. Lovely. So hands resting, and then just roll across the ball and notice any difference. I notice it immediately. So much softer. And that's all this internal tension that we're holding that we're not even aware of. Awesome. So we're going to take that same kind of technique, and this time we're going to take it into the intercostals. So we're going to take the ball underneath our armpit towards the ribs. We're just going to soften the body down. Maybe the hand has to stay under the head, see how you go. This one's a little bit more subtle because the intercostals are the little muscles that sit between the ribs, and they're not as strong as the muscles of the diaphragm and the belly. I'm going to take a deep breath in through the nose and then just resist into the ball. And on the exhale, just see if you can soften a little more. Great. Inhale. Resist. And exhale. And in. And resist. And exhale. Let's just do one more there. In. Resist. And out. Take the arm long. And just a little rock. Side to side over those muscles. So we're going to get a little deeper into those lats using our tennis balls in a minute. This is a nice way to prepare them. Great. And then come off that. Take it down just a little bit lower, so into the waist. And come all the way down. And for this one, we're just going to take a little roll. So these are areas of the body that even when we get a massage, we don't necessarily access. So just a little gentle roll. Awesome. Okay, let's come up and over to the other side. So little ball into the intercostals, side ribs. Come all the way down if you can, or hand under the head depending. Take a deep breath in. Resist, so really press the rib cage wide. And the exhale, soften into the ball. Great. And again, in. Resist into the ball. And out. In. Resist. And out. One last time. In. And resist. And out. Nice little rock side to side. So it doesn't look like a lot's going on. I'm sure if you're doing this with me, you can feel that there is definitely a release going on. It's not a very glamorous video to watch. Someone rolling around on the floor. Cool. All right, come on up. You can bring it down to the side waist now. And come all the way down to the floor. Just a gentle rock back and forwards here. Lovely. Little rock. Just massaging out that side waist. Awesome. Okay, come on up. So next we're going to go to the pecs. So we're going to start with all the things that usually don't get accessed in a massage. So the pecs are the muscles. Oh, maybe guys get massaged here, but women definitely they stay away. So tops of the chest, and we're going to take our balls and just place them sort of into that crease of the armpit, where the armpit meets the torso, and just take a little roll. Now, if this is an area that's sore for you and you just want to stay here and just roll the balls across the chest and then roll them back, then that's great. You can do that. I have something a little more intense, though, for those of you that would like it. So 2 blocks or books, and they're going to sit just to the edge, and you're going to place a ball down and then the the block close by. I probably shouldn't have worn blue, given my blue blocks. So we're going to take the balls into that little area where the armpit or the arm meets the torso, and we're going to place them on top of the blocks, and we're going to give it our weight. So it can take a little bit of adjusting. You've got to wiggle your way in there. Oh my goodness. But once you find it, hands are in that kind of cactus position. And maybe you can take the hands to the floor, and to begin with, just give the balls the weight because it's intense. And then if you feel like you're ready for something a little more, the arms can come up and behind the head. And then just a little bit of a rock, a little bit of a rotation side to side with the body. So drop the right shoulder, left shoulder. Intense. Little rocks in here. So obviously we use these muscles all the time. We use them when we pick stuff up. We use it when we put stuff down. So these little muscles, which we're using all day long, also if you feel it, you might feel it run all the way down your arm to your thumb. It's like your texting muscle. And we use those a lot too. So you might feel that connection all the way from that armpit, the chest, all the way down the inner seam of the arm to the thumbs. So these things don't get a rest. So little rock side to side. And then if you really feel it, you can take the arms as if you're flying. And just bring the arms back down by your side. But if that's too intense, don't worry. You don't need to get to everything today. Just trying to give you a bit of an overview of different things you can do for these areas that we don't often get to. Which of course is the joy of the self-massage, is that you can get to these anytime. Great. So pecs. Ooh. And once again, coming back to just rolling the balls across is a really great place to start if any of the rest of that was too intense. Okay. So let us get to our deltoid. I might do the neck and shoulders last, given that they're often an area that's tight. And also when we do these things, we tend to get a little bit of a lift in the shoulders, and that's not so great. So we'll finish off with those. So 2 balls together. If you find it difficult to keep control over 2 together, you can put them into a sock. You can buy fancy balls that come in a little tie bag. That's great. But otherwise, you're just going to have to try and keep an eye on them. So we're going to come down and we're going to place our shoulder against the balls. And it's going to be just a little bit of a chugging motion. So we're going up and back and up and back. And this is an area, I think it's tight on most people. So anytime we lift our arms above our head, we're using these muscles. So little rocks back and forwards. And then we can come up and begin to move a little bit more, but that might be intense. That's okay. So we're going to get into a little bit of chugging, they call it. So one of my favourite people to follow is Jill Miller. She wrote a book called The Role Model, and she has an amazing understanding of anatomy and really intricate relationship with these roll release balls. And she's got some great ideas on YouTube. Just little rolls back and forwards here. And you can move that down a little bit lower as well. A little bit more into the bicep. Great. so sore. I think that's one of the things about the balls is they show you where you've already got pain in your body, but you didn't necessarily even realize it. Okay, so to finish off just this outside arm, we'll come onto the forearm. And you're going to take your forearm, so the palm faces up, make a little fist. I'm just going to roll the ball along. So this is probably an area where I think I could go a little bit harder, a little bit firmer balls, because the forearms are kind of tough. They're not as sensitive. Nice. And then roll it around so that you get palm down now. A little bit harder to keep control here of the balls, but you get the idea. Little rolls. And then so then we're just taking the arm and just flipping it over and under as we roll along. Excellent. Great. Okay, let's go over to the other side. Let's get into that deltoid. So balls go down. Oh. Arm goes under. Oh, that's nice. Head there, that's nice. So let's start there. Just a little gentle rock. Just a little transfer of weight, really, side to side. And again, just little tiny adjustments can find whole new areas of fun. And then if you bring the weight up or the bum up a little bit, you're going to be able to get those balls together and you're going to be able to chug. So move, shrug the shoulder, get into that bicep or that deltoid. Nice. And come down a little lower here too, a little closer to the elbow. Ouch. I hope you're not cursing me. Trust me, it's for your benefit, I promise. Oh, good. Come on out of there. That can be revisited. So block out in front. You can also do this on a bench, of course, if you don't have a block or a book handy. So together, let's start with the palm facing up this time. Just little rolls. Oh no, that's not going to work. Palm's going to have to face down, I think. And then just little roll along. I'm actually putting a little bit of weight through my hand too, just to intensify that a little. Great. And then palm face up. It's a bit harder to control this one for me. Cool. Okay. Let us move on to the tricep. So this one for me is particularly nasty. But we're going to take the balls and we're going to place them kind of just in the armpit. So 2 balls into the armpit and just relax the head down. Maybe a little rock side to side. Great. And then let's move it down about an inch. So it's no longer in the armpit, it's definitely on the arm now. And we can take a little wave of that arm. So just a little bend and extend. And each of these tiny little movements opens up new areas to discover. Great. Bring it down a little further now, so about halfway down the arm. And again, so your head might even be able to rest on the arm now. Great. And then all the way to just above the elbow. Yeah. And again. Little bend, little extend. Maybe rest the head. Cool. Nice. Okay, come on out. Let's do the other side. So all the way to the armpit. Got to run away. Come on down. Oh my goodness, such sweet torture. So all the way down. And to begin with, I don't think I can move. So begin with just giving you a bit of weight. And then a little bend and extend. Oh, yeah. And it's funny, isn't it? Your legs and your butt are always really obviously sore if you do a lot of activity. But these little areas, so nasty, so painful. Not necessarily even realise it. Okay, down an inch or so. Oh, yeah, head onto the arm if you can. Just so the neck can relax a little bit. Bend and extend. Hello. Great. And then down. Oh, down a little deeper. Nasty. Great. So just trying to maintain a long, even, steady breath. And trying to breathe into that discomfort. Nice. A little closer now, just above the elbow. Lovely. Okay. So let's come up. Take a little breather. If you've got a drink, grab a drink. And we will come into doing the neck and shoulders, which is the really good fun stuff. Had a new blanket, and I've got all sorts of stuff on me today. Okay, so our little balls, we're going to start, do a few different areas of the back, but we're going to start up here in the traps. So that's that sort of ropey muscle at the top of the shoulders, the one that lifts, so levain scapular traps, that lifts our shoulders up and down. So think about when you're holding your phone, these are all the ones that get overworked, too stressed at the computer, or just tense, any reaction. Often you'll find those shoulders lift. So this is a place that a lot of us store tension. So we're going to come down. You might want to block handy in case you want to place something under your bum. You're going to come all the way to the floor, and you're going to take the balls just underneath those ropey muscles. Okay, nice. So just giving a little bit of weight onto the balls. Maybe a little tiny shrug up and down of the shoulders. So from there we can lift the bum up and everything's going to intensify. So we've still got the weight through the feet but a lot more weight now is coming through those muscles of the upper back. And lift the arms up and imagine that you've got a giant steering wheel. So great big bus steering wheel, and you're going to take it for a little bit of a spin. And so the arms moving like this just rolls the muscles over the balls, creates a bit of a massage. It's pretty amazing. Excellent. So bring the arms down, the butt down, take an inhale. On the exhale, lift the bum up. Oh, take the arms over. Great. Inhale, bring them back. And then exhale, take it down. Nice. Inhale, lift it up. Oh, exhale, bring it back. Great. Again, in. And out. Lovely. Okay, take the little balls out. We're going to come down a little bit lower now. So that was all the way up here. We're going to come to the rhomboid. So sort of either side of the spine. We don't want to put the balls onto the muscles of the back, the bones of the spine. We want to stick to the muscles. So to get into this one, it might be easier to take the hands under, depending. Ooh. And then lay it down. Intense. So I already got a little crack, a little crunch, a little realignment. Excellent. Now, if you want to take the hands behind the head and bring the head and shoulders up, or head up, then that's going to place a little bit more tension again. And if it's okay for you, you're going to bend up the knees and just press into the heels and chug the body up and down. Yeah. And then again, if you want to take your block under your bottom, then there's even more weight going through the balls. That's taking my breath away. I'm going to come back down. Awesome. Okay, so up here, little circles with the arms. In both directions. And maybe take the arms up and over. So into those rhomboids, a little protract, a little retract. So reach in to grab something and then drawing it back in. And just using like the muscles to shrug over the balls. Up and down. Up and down. Lovely. Oh, and then chin to chest, come on out. We're going to come down a little bit deeper. I don't like to play around with the lower back too much, so we're not coming down that low today. So just coming to sort of where your bra strap would sit for the girls or where your heart rate monitor would go for the guys. Once again, the balls are either side of the spine. This one can be good up on a block. Just gives you a little bit more maneuverability. And again, arms, big circles. And then cross the arms, hug it in, and hug it in. Excellent. Okay, and release it down. Take yourself all the way off the balls. We're going to take our balls now, one into each hand. You're going to interlace the hands and take the balls behind the head. So the balls are going to sit at the base of the occipital bone. So these are kind of the migraine muscles that we're targeting now. Head onto the block can be good, or otherwise flat to the floor is fine as well, obviously. So we lay back. We take the balls into the hands, interlace the hands behind the head. Ooh. And just begin shaking the head. Tiny little movement, as if you're saying no. Shake the head, no. So those muscles in the neck that keep our head up, that do all that work all day long, that we overtax by looking down at our phones and our tablets. Awesome. And once you've said no a couple of times, you can say yes. Little nod of the head here. Something like heaven this is. And then once you've got the no and the yes happening, little Stevie Wonder. So you're going to roll little figure eights side to side. It's playing all sorts of havoc with this microphone. So little figure eights. Wow. Yeah, that's the best. And this is one of those areas you might always like to go softer, tennis balls rather than massage balls, depending on how tight and how sore you are. So let's take one of the balls away. You're going to take just the right hand. And you're going to roll your head as if you're trying to sniff your right armpit. So you roll your head towards the armpit, and then once again, just little nods. So it's sort of more now to the side of the neck. A little nod up and down. Yeah, a little shake. Side to side, no. Amazing. Little circles and opposite direction. Awesome. Okay, let's take that to the other side. So ball into the other hand, in behind the head. See if you're trying to sniff your armpit. And then just little nod up and down. Rubbing into the side of the neck. Yeah. And then little side to side, no. And circles. Awesome. All right. And then just come back to just head on the block. Just take a moment. I've just got a couple more to go to finish. Just to enjoy that sensation, all that warmth around the neck. And so accessible just with a little tennis ball. Okay, so a couple final ones. So we're going to start on our belly. We're actually going to do the tongue. So tongue is about the strongest muscle in the body. And we're going to take the ball underneath our chin. So there's a little, if you feel it, there's a little bit of a kind of V that comes towards the chin. And you're going to take the ball into that little V. Yeah. And then just give it a little bit of weight. And if you just take the mouth open and close. Maybe rock the head side to side. So you get to like the root of the tongue. Amazing. And from there, come on out. It's a very strange sensation. So we're going to get into the jaw now. Another area that we don't massage often, but if you touch it, it's just crazy, crazy strong. So to find the spot, you need to clench your teeth. And if you feel where the jaw meets, and you clench your teeth, you'll feel all these muscles engage. And that's where we're coming to. So a block's handy to bring the floor a little bit closer. So clench the teeth, find the spot, take the ball into that spot, and then give it a bit of weight. So this is another vagus nerve associated. So when we work into this area, we really create some really good relaxation for the body. Get straight to that relaxation response. Parasympathetic nervous system. So open and close the mouth. Way if you begin to drool, it's a thing here, activates that vagus nerve. And little roll back and forwards. Oh, so tight. Amazing. Excellent. And then from there, let's take it over to the other side. Now you can, on your way through, just take the ball and just slowly make a little circle around the temple. I don't like to place too much weight through here, so I don't like to lie on it so much. But it can be nice and relieving. But let's do the other side and then we're done. So a little ball comes down into the jaw. So find that spot, clench the teeth. Clench the teeth, find the spot and then relax. So let the teeth come apart, mouth open. Open and close the mouth. And knock the head side to side. Keep the mouth open. Little circles. And just notice the difference side to side. No, it's tight this side for me, which is nice. And then slowly come on up. Hopefully I've left you as relaxed and drooling messes. Little roll to that temple. Nice. So, unlike the